Hey everyone, happy Monday. This is Andrea Bond, National Marketing Director in San Antonio, Texas. And this is a long awaited, I'm sure. We haven't seen an episode of Top Performers TV in a while. And so I am talking to one of the newest NMDs in the Texas area who is on fire in this business, Miss Juliana Jacobs. In fact, I think she's speaking here coming up at an event in Houston very soon. So definitely watch your events for that. But Juliana, real quickly, I know I had a few things I wanted to go over with you today, but why don't you start by sharing three of the most important things to know about you?
Okay, well, thank you for having me. And well, I am a mom of two little kiddos. I've got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and a husband. So love my family. I have my master's in education, and we live right outside of Austin, Texas, in Dripping Springs, and we just love it here.
Awesome. Now, I have to say, one of the most important things that people in our Juice Plus community need to know about you is you are the queen of events. That is why I asked you on here today, because I have watched you over the years and working with you and building your business just literally explode your business through the power of events. And so let's just talk real quickly today on a few tips of, and first start by, why do you feel events are so important in your business?
I think that events are so important because it gives people the opportunity to connect with our community, which is amazing. And then they get to see a bigger picture of what the Juice Plus company is all about, and really, get to make a good decision, make an educated decision on what it is that they're being presented with. So I think events are really vital to growing a Juice Plus business.
Okay, I agree with you wholeheartedly. And so that being said, I know that you've had events in your area where you've had 13 guests in the room at times. So maybe share one or two tips if you have them on that invitation process. How do you think you've been, or why do you think you've been successful in that regard?
Sure. Well, I'm a little bit of a competitive person, and so I like to compete with myself. I like to give myself a number, a goal of how many people I would like to have in the room to see a featured speaker. And the way that I do that is very high tech. It's with a legal pad. And what I'll do is I start, with my customers and my team members, and I will personally invite all of them to attend the event. And then I also begin inviting people that have never looked at the business or never looked at Juice Plus at all. And I'll begin inviting them personally as well. And I just keep a running list of the people that I invite and their response. Maybe it's a yes, maybe it's a maybe, or maybe it's a no. And I'll just continue that. And I usually start a month or two out, depending on the caliber of the event that's happening.
So when you're extending that invitation, any particular way is your favorite way to do that?
I have many different ways. I love to, there's so many opportunities now to communicate with people. So I would say that my favorite way is to call the person and to leave them a message, and hopefully they answer. And if they do, I just take a couple minutes. I don't take much of their time. I just share about the event and about the speaker, why I thought of them and why I would love for them to come, and ask them if that date is available on their calendar. And then I just listen and wait and see if they're available. And if it's a message, I'll just leave a very friendly message with some details about the event, and why I thought of them again, and why I would like them to come. And that's my favorite way to invite. Aside from that, also, audio messages where people can hear your voice and your excitement about the event, or audio Facebook messages. And you can also text and, write out messages as well, and email. Another way, a great way, is to print out a flyer. How many times do we actually get invitations in the mail anymore? And so I want to stand out. I want to be set apart because I feel that our company stands out and is set apart. And so I will sometimes just print out that invitation, write a little note at the top, and mail that out to my customers, my team members, people that I'm talking to. And then I'll follow up with them again with a phone call or a message, an audio message, something like that, to see if they got that invitation.
Well, I have no doubt in my mind why you've been so successful because I hear the personal touches you put to that. So, one final question for you, real quickly. We all know we go to the events and we have a certain number of people that we're anticipating showing up, and sometimes some don't show up, even when we think they're going to be walking in that door any minute. And I think we sometimes let that ruin the event for ourselves when we need to focus on the people who are in the room with us. There's a reason, in my opinion, why everybody shows up and why they're hearing that message at that time. But any thoughts on that follow-up process after? Anything you do with the people who did attend and then the people who maybe didn't attend as well?
Sure. So the people that actually come with me, I usually will follow up and have, maybe sample packs if they're new to Juice Plus so that they can try our products, or maybe, something of that nature, something personal that I can gift to them for them attending. If someone was supposed to come and then they didn't show up, just like you said, Andrea, I really focus on who comes, who comes in the room. So if that happens to be 2 people, then I'm all in with those 2 people. And if people, were supposed to come and then they didn't show up, I will follow up with them afterward and ask them if there's a good time that I could share the information that I learned at the event. I always go to learn myself. I take really great notes. And so afterwards, I'm able to go back to those people and sometimes share some really great information with them. Also, if there's a video that done by, let's say, a doctor that was coming to speak, I may follow up with that and say, this is a little bit of what we learned. Would you take a look at it and let me know a good time to follow up with you? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this information. And those are some different ways that I'll follow up after the event.
Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. And I am going to encourage you all watching this right now. Here in San Antonio, we have Dr. Carol Watson speaking this Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Just take a couple of these phenomenal tips that Juliana shared and apply them to your business, because I'll tell you what, this is an NMD on fire, 24 Club 39 and beyond. And she's mastered events, and we want to encourage you to do so as well. Everybody have a great afternoon.
Oh, I got to add something, Andrea.
Yes.
I have to add, invite all the way up to the day of the event.
Yep.
Inviting, it is an invitation, and you can sometimes get on people's calendars even the day before the event. Sometimes we think, oh, it's the next day, I don't have a guest, but that's a self-defeating thought. Instead, you have to think, I'm going to have someone in that room with me, and I'm going to find that person that's going to come, that lucky person that's going to attend with me. So I'll be inviting all the way up until, 3 hours before the event, if people can get there in time. So that would be my advice, is don't give up early. If you still have time to invite, put in the time, put in the effort, and put that invitation, start those conversations with people. No one ever gets offended by an invitation.
Love it. Thank you so much, Juliana. Really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Be watching for more from Juliana and her success. Everybody have a great afternoon.